In the last video, I showed you how to set up your spreadsheet, and in this video I'm going to show you how to start eliminating assets that you don't want based upon the fields that we added to the spreadsheet. And I wanted to just do a quick review. We've had these fields added to the front end. If you haven't done that yet, if you haven't filled those into your spreadsheet, stop this video now and go ahead and add those. And then we've had these fields added to the end of the spreadsheet. So if you haven't done that, if you would do that right now. Now I'm going to show you how to insert the formulas for these, which of course we didn't do in the last video. And so this first one, I want to show you that price divided by my value is the formula here. So find your two columns for the price of the asset divided by my value and input that. This one is price divided by the estimated value that the seller has. So input that. And of course, stop this video if you need to do this. You can go at your own speed. And then in this video, we're going to add the price plus tax. And then in this column, we have the price plus tax divided by the BPO, or by the seller's estimated value. And then in this column, we have price plus tax divided by the UPB. And in this case, the seller showed that, said that all of the assets were the same price. So that this generally wouldn't happen, but he was pricing these off of the UPB, so that's why they come out all the same. So now I'm going to show you how to start color coding these different assets so that we can quickly eliminate those that we're really not interested in doing further due diligence on. Now the column that I almost always start with is UPB. Some people start with geography, and that's fine. I actually do geography last because I'd just like to know whether some assets, even if they're located in states that I might not like, maybe they're a screaming deal, so I want to be able to consider those. But personally, I take a look at UPB first. And so what am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for high UPB. We need to think like a banker. A banker has a happy day when a lot of people owe him money. So that's what we need to do too. We need to think like a banker, and we want a lot of debt that is owed to us. And you also want to think about the UPB needs to reach a certain minimum amount for you. I tend to use $50,000 of UPB or more, and those are the ones that I keep. The reason why is because once you have gone through the workout process with a loan and you've seen the work that's involved, you want to make sure that you're going to have a good monthly payday if that loan goes to loan mod after all that hard work. So if it's a low balance loan, like something like this, like $15,000, $14,000, it really is hardly worth setting that up with a servicer and then getting folks to pay you. It's just not worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color code these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color code them green if they are $50,000 or more for UPB. And the rest I'm going to color code as red. I'm going to stop the video now and do that. All right, actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to first sort, and you do that as well with yours. So I'm going to do sort and filter, and we're going to do from largest to smallest, and because we want to find the greatest UPBs at the top, we want to make sure that we notice those. So you can see that we've sorted, and gosh, some of these have quite a bit of debt, and you know these would make us smile a lot right here. Anything $100,000 and more is going to be a happy day if you can get that to loan mod, or if for some reason they want to give you the property and you've paid a low amount for this amount of debt, that's going to be a happy day as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color code those that is close to 50,000 and higher as I can do here. Color code all of those green. And then I'm going to color code all the ones that are lower than $50,000 red. All right. The next column I'm going to sort and then color code is a seller's estimated value. I'm really not interested in properties that are worth less than $50,000. The reason is because if this does go to a retail sale, it's difficult for the retail buyer to get FHA financing for anything less than $50,000. Now, if you have a different exit strategy that you'd like to employ, perhaps you'd like to offer seller financing, that's totally fine. Again, though, it's a matter of just whether it's worth your time. Remember, you're trying to eliminate as many of these assets as quickly as you can. And so I tend to choose those that are $50,000 or more, just for the fact that perhaps it may be in extremely bad shape if it's less than 50, or it's in an area that I really wouldn't want to own in. So I'm going to go ahead and sort this as well. And I'll go ahead and just show you how I do that so you are getting used to this process. So I'm going to go ahead and sort again from largest to smallest. And you're going to see that it mixed up the previous column, and that's fine. We've color coded it, so that's fine. So now we've got 100 down to, let's go to 50 again. Color code those green. And then we'll choose those that are under 50. And color code those red. The next column I'd like to sort is the price divided by the estimated value that the seller has provided us. We'd like to try to get some good bargains, and we want to eliminate those that are really not realistic. And so I'm going to sort again by price divided by estimated value. We're going to do largest to smallest, and you can see here that some of these are fairly high priced. Now this is a very competitively priced tape. There are some great bargains on here, so actually this sort is not going to eliminate as much as some tapes might with this particular field. So, but we are going to go ahead and let's eliminate those that are above, let's just say 40, because the rest of them really are a good deal. So let's go ahead and color code these green. Now it may be that we find out that the seller's estimated value is actually incorrect. Maybe it's high, so we may have to go back and adjust this. And the second point is that we haven't checked for taxes yet. And so after we check for taxes, and then we, in this column here, price plus tax is more accurate, then we may have to eliminate some as well. But that's a deeper step for due diligence that we're just not doing yet. So now what I do is I go through and I eliminate those that are red for some reason. And you at the same time can eliminate for geographic areas if you'd like. Now I'm just going to hide these. You can do this as you want. You can actually delete these if you want to, but I just hide them. If you do delete them, make sure you create another archive copy of this so you don't lose the original. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to copy this whole spreadsheet, and I'm going to create a second sheet that I can just paste this into. And the reason why I do that is because I like to see a memory, a history of what I did, of what I eliminated and why. And so I'm going to just create this second sheet, and then I have the first sheet that has everything there. All right, now I can go ahead and start actually deleting these because I have a copy of the original. Deleting actually is better because then things don't kind of pop back, and when you sort. I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video so that you can see that I what the result is. So you can see that out of the original we have 24 assets left based upon the seller's estimated value and the UPB. So these have a nice fat UPB, and these houses are worth at least $50,000. These are great. Now we're going to go over to our price divided by estimated value column, and I'm just going to keep those even though they're marked red, because you know, that really isn't extreme. I mean, those prices are still pretty good. So you can see that we started out with a lot of assets. We started out with, let's see, what do we have here? We had 88 of them, 87 of them, and now we're down to 24. So you can see that that really eliminated a lot of work for us when we go to the next step. And what I'm going to do now is show you what that next step is going to be, and then in the next video we'll dig in and do that. So what we're going to do next is we're going to actually take a look at the street view. We're going to look at the Trillia values. We're going to determine a value that we think this property is worth, the square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, year built. We're going to look at some comps, the crime stats, and then make some comments here. And that will then help us to determine which of these are actually keepers. All right, until next time.